Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
6.
How are we?
Bloody hell.
Sorry?
6.
Yeah, I know, it's 6. Unbelievable. It's a full house.
I'm going back to bed.
You can't move, Kev, so you're going nowhere.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, well, so welcome to RickyVilla TV on his Sunday session. How is everybody today?
Good.
All good. Yeah, all good.
Fine and dandy.
I think it was quite a good week, to be honest, being a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
Right, so it was a couple of weeks ago. So do we want to do the Bournemouth game, or should we just go straight into the Simon Says Cup? I mean, the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Well, you know my vote.
FA Cup.
FA Cup, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Spurs versus Burnley, the Simon Says Cup. Line up: Vicario, Porro, Royal, Davis, Udogi, Bentancur, Skip, Lo Celso, Johnson, Hill. Bloody hell! No, I think I've got a. I think I may have forgotten to take some players out there. So anyway, yeah. So not much to shout about, to be honest. Wasn't a great game, was it?
Doesn't matter though, does it? Win's a win. It's always going to be tricky because Burnley are shipping goals for fun, so they're always going to make it try and make it tricky. All about the win, doesn't matter how.
Yeah,
It was a tough watch, put it that way.
it was. Yeah,
They even missed a chance right at the end. I couldn't believe he actually hit it over
my
the
God,
bar.
yeah.
Yeah.
that was Amdoni, wasn't it? Amdouani or something. Yeah,
Maybe.
I always thought he was quite good, but yeah, that was not very impressive. Any standouts for you? I have to say, I think it's nice to see Sessegnon back. Not his biggest fan, but he seems to he's had an awful lot of problems, and that Postecoglou is still considering him. I think is a positive for him.
I thought.
I don't think if I'm being honest, I don't think he's going to last.
No.
I think I don't think
Go on,
I think he'll be gone in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think he'll go back to the Championship? You think he'll go abroad?
he might go back to Fulham. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Got a chance to
He's not a
impress though,
Premiership
isn't he?
player, is he?
No,
You know,
he's not.
he's just not. He never has been, to be honest. And you know, I know he impressed before he came to us, and he was good, but he's been terrible since he's been with us. Hands up, who forgot he was actually still here? Because you know, I don't know why. This is what happens. This is what happens. This is what happens when you're making do, isn't it? And you know, the lineup, I think, for the Burnley game was as expected. I think that the weird thing is the makeshift defense that we've got with Royal there and everything is improving. It's improving, ironically. Now we're on a point of fixing it. Obviously, you know, Romero's back and Dragusin's in, which we'll cover later on. But I'm quite proud of the lads at the back there, kind of, you know, making do. And you know, they started off pretty scarily. You know, scary as in like, oh my God, like it's Royal right at the centre back. You know, anything could happen here. And a dire-esque kind of like feeling about it. But they've improved the last few games, and I'm quite proud of them. I don't want them to stay there, don't get me wrong, but I'm quite proud of how they've done, really.
I have to defend Sessegnon a little bit. Under Conte is a defensive manager. Sessegnon's an attacking fullback, possibly a winger, maybe not even a fullback. So if he can stay fit, he's got a chance to impress under Ange, because it's a system that will suit him. If he can't flourish under this, then yeah, he has to go, because if he can't flourish under this, he ain't going to get a game. He ain't going to get many opportunities anyway if Udogi stays fit, because Udogi's been one of the standout players in the team and in the Premiership. But if Sessegnon can't flourish, he's an attacking fullback. If he can't flourish in a team where the manager insists on attacking fullbacks, then yeah, he has to go. But I thought Emerson against Burnley was fantastic. I only saw the second half because I was out in the first half, but the interceptions, the reading of the game, breaking play up, calming things down, passing it simple, not trying to do anything too clever. I thought he was fantastic. Like Simon says, when Dragusin, Van der Ven, Romero are fit, Emerson should have no place in that centre of defence. But while he's there, I don't think he's done himself any harm. Ben Davies, I think, is a solid player pretty much every game, not going to light anything on fire. So him being out when we've still got a makeshift defence is a little bit alarming. But hopefully this Dragusin can come in. I think his paperwork's done, so he can play today. Van der Ven, if he's on the bench, Van der Ven's got to be fit to be able to play. You don't put someone on the bench who's still struggling with injury. So, but yeah, I thought Emerson was fantastic. And Sessegnon, I'd give him, we got another 6 months now. And if he can't flourish, then yeah, just get rid of him.
Yeah.
But
John, sorry.
So I was just saying, it's his chance to impress. So if he wants to impress, he's got to make the most of his opportunities. If he doesn't, and if he can't flourish, then yeah, get rid of him.
Yeah. John, over to you as Emerson Royale's biggest fan.
No, credit where it's due. He had a good game. I thought that's probably one of his best games for Tottenham. He was very solid, didn't muck around, didn't his stupid little flicks and tricks. He just kept it simple, blocked everything. He was good at intercepting. That credit where it's due. He had a good game.
Yeah.
Credit where it's due. Sessegnon, however, it was a perfect example of his lack of quality, wasn't he? 2 or 3 times he couldn't sort his feet out. He shanked that shot with the right foot, didn't he, when he was free, had a good chance, completely shanked it, sliced it wide. And then at the end there, when he was about to run away from the fullback to use his pace, he cut back and engaged contact, didn't he, rather than bombing on ahead of him. And we were like, go, go, go. And he's cut back and then lost the ball. Yeah. Perfect summary of Sessegnon's weaknesses as a player, wasn't it, in that little cameo. So I don't think he would have impressed Ange in any way, shape or form. But then he probably sees him in training every day. So the damage is probably done there already, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think with Emerson, I hate to say this, but that was probably the one of his only good performances at centre back against Burnley. Because apart from that, I didn't really see much. Davies, to his credit though, was pretty much solid throughout him at left centre back. To be fair to him,
Did you see when he did his injury? Because obviously afterwards he stayed on the pitch the whole time, didn't he? And then afterwards they said he'd done his hamstring. So I can't remember if there was a specific sprint or a clash or something where he'd actually pulled his hamstring, because he didn't seem to be sort of struggling in the game at all, did he?
But
I don't know how he
he's
did
out
it,
6
really.
weeks now. So.
Yeah, he's properly done
6
his
weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we got Van der Ven coming back. Romero will be back. Dragusin's in.
Yeah.
We haven't got 10 men on the pitch now because Bayern Munich are deciding to throw the Bundesliga by getting a defender in who can't defend. As much as I like Eric Dyer, and I'm sure we'll talk about him, I'm glad he's gone because he's just not good enough.
Yeah, I'm glad we had that kind of a game against Burnley. I wouldn't have wanted like a 3-0 walkover over Burnley. It sounds stupid when we've got Man City coming up. Do you know what I mean? It's a kind of games against Burnley where when we win the FA Cup, we can say we've earned it. Do you know what I mean? We haven't walked all over it. I mean, it's those kind of gritty, scrappy games where we would have folded before, in the last few seasons and lost 2-0 or something, 2 goals in the last 2 minutes and that kind of thing. Whereas now, I know they missed that sitter right at the end, but I always felt like we would win against Burnley. And I think for me, Lo Celso and Bentancur is a partnership made in heaven. I think there, Lo Celso's this is the Postecoglou effect, isn't it? Right from front to back, everybody that has been crap before or dodgy before has massively improved. And even if they're still a bit dodgy now, they're still improved than what they were the last few seasons. Wales being a good example there. But Lo Celso and Bentancur, Lo Celso's like, I still remember seeing that Lo Celso ball through to Son. The outside of his left foot for the last goal Son scored before he buggered off to the Asian Cup. He does balls like that all the time, front and back, and then having Bentancur alongside him as well. It's been a joy to watch, really, hasn't it? Massively impressed with everybody that played. Even the youngsters that came on did all right,
I think it was nice to see Scarlett play. There was so much hype about this kid a couple of years ago. and he's had a couple of not very good loans. So did a certain Harold Kane. I don't think that he has as much about him as Harry Kane, but he obviously can't go out on loan again now because you can't play for two clubs in one season. Isn't that correct? Oh,
Yeah, I think so,
yeah. But it was nice to see him coming off the bench. I think he had a half decent chance as well, didn't he? Probably maybe should have scored that.
What I liked about Scarlett, I think that chance is he shanked it, didn't he? And it went out for a corner. But what I liked about it is he got the ball first thought, run at defenders, try and get a shot off. I think it was Haz who said about, or it might be John, about Sessegnon. I think it was Johnny actually turning back as soon as he had the chance to go forward. Nothing like that from Scarlett. Get forward, try and get something happening. So I quite like that, and no fear there, and trying to make something happen in the forward play. And yeah, like you, Jens, he was the next big thing, wasn't he, a couple of seasons ago, and it kind of has been derailed a little bit, but hopefully he gets a few chances. I quite like Donnelly as well. He can play kind of the number 10 and striker as well. Report Kulusevski's injured today, so maybe he'll get a chance, but
apparently he trained yesterday. Well, anyway, that's what Twitter was saying.
Well, I read Kulusevski's been ill, so it's not an injury but illness.
Wow.
And there was rumours that Madison might be involved today. Anyway,
Lo Celso's out.
No Lo Celso, no Kulusevski. We're going to play at number 10.
Madison on the bench has been kept quiet. He's in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bloody hell. So Alan says, I'm just in shock from Spurs' early moves in the transfer window. Has Levy seen the light at long last?
Well, it's not Levy, is it? It's my new guy.
Lange.
Yeah.
Lange.
And let's not forget Levy said in that infamous Cambridge Union interview that he did. Levy said that he's kind of like taking a step back from it and just letting them run.
But he was involved though, Simon, because I don't know how much you've seen online, but it said that Levy was up with Lange and I don't know if I've said Andrew as well.
3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning, yeah, didn't deal.
Bloody hell! I'd never stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning. They must be real gangsters.
Well, maybe that's a good sign then, isn't it? So that's a sign of, we've got a guy in here who's not going to just back down to Levy and do whatever Levy says. Thrashing it out till the early hours of the morning, saying, no, look, if you don't want me to do this my way, I'm off. And if I'm off, then you're not going to get them. Simple as that.
What I love about these signings is that when we got the Gareth Bale money, we bought about 7 players. Christian Eriksen was the only one who fit the side. Whereas Timo Werner,
Chadley was all right. I'll always back old Chadders.
Yeah, whereas Timo Werner was terrible at Chelsea because he played as a number 9. He's not a number 9. Whereas he's perfectly suited to this system as where Son plays, Johnson plays on the wing. Perfectly suited to this system, I think. And Dragusin is a defender that we desperately needed and big, strong, and so it's not just there's a defender there who can defend. He can run about a bit and kick a ball away and then mark people. This is a defender that's suited to an Ange system in the same way that Van de Ven was. So we're signing players, or seemingly. I mean, there's another half a month for it to go wrong, but signing players that fit the system rather than just buying them for the sake of it because we can.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to say about the Dragusin deal that annoyed me is that I felt like we still longed it out because it's almost like until Bayern Munich got involved, then suddenly they woke up and thought, oh no, we're going to have to pay the fee now. It's like you could have done that like a week ago. But it was
that could be his agent as well, though, because his agent said I'm devastated that we didn't negotiate with Bayern. It's like, it's not you negotiating with anyone, buddy. It's your client negotiating, and he said no, so it's nothing to do with you. So I think the agent was trying to get a bit more money and dragging it out to try and get a bit more money.
It could have been the Jed Spence. It could have been the Jed Spence aspect of the deal, which dragged out a bit as well, because obviously he has to agree to terms and pass medicals and stuff, doesn't he? After it's all agreed with the clubs, so he might have been him that dragged it on for a few extra days. He's
gone as well. Spencer's off to Genoa for the rest of the season.
Option to buy
that was part of the deal.
I'm really
Seeing what
sad
the-
about that because living in Teesside, he played really well for Middlesbrough, and I was really excited when we got him. And it's just gone down like a bad fart, hasn't it? Really, like it's what happened there. I think we talked on here before quite a while ago about we think it's like an attitude problem that he's got.
I think it definitely is.
That's what Farker said anyway. Daniel
Yeah,
Farker.
if what Daniel Farker says is true, he was late for training, late for meetings. It's just the attitude of, I don't really care. So if that's true, we've got to get rid of him because that's what we complained about, or one of the things we complained about with Ndombele not caring and a bad attitude. And we all want Ndombele out. Obviously, there's other issues with Ndombele but if what Farker says is true, got to get Jed Spence out because it's a terrible attitude to have at a football club.
But I also heard, I'm not sure if it was Postecoglou who said this, but someone said that he still has he's like a boy. He has a very young attitude. I know he's 23. To be honest, when I was 23, I don't think I was particularly mature either. Obviously,
now, yeah.
Anyway, right. That's it. I'm off.
Yeah.
You can't take the ball with you.
Sorry, Enz. I was talking about myself. I got my names confused.
Okay. No, but
Stellini called him a kid, didn't he? Well, they asked him on Italian TV what he was like, and he said he's just a 24-year-old kid. Like, and I don't think he meant it as a diss, but he's 24. He's not a kid anymore. He's still acting like a 16, 17-year-old around the place. Yeah. Maybe that's one of the problems as well.
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't know anything about that, Nate.
Really. Morning, Nathan. How are you, mate?
It didn't look like he was off yesterday. He was jumping around with all the Man City players at the end of the game and hugging them like they just won the league. Kelvin Phillips was well involved in all that, so didn't look like he was on the verge of leaving.
Pep said he could go, I think.
Yeah, I saw the story that we're interested in with him, but whether that's legitimate or just one of these clickbait things, I'm not sure.
Well, what do we think about that?
But I think
is that good?
I think with Phillips, so I'll tell you what the difference between Phillips and Gallagher is, and I'm not saying that I'm hot on either of them or I wouldn't take either of them. So the club, like Højbjerg wants to go, so naturally they're going to want to sign someone as a replacement because Biss and Sarr are still in AFCON anyway. So we're still short of midfielders, especially with Lascelles getting injured now again. So he has to bring someone in if Højbjerg goes. But I think with Phillips is more just he hasn't played in like a year or two, so you don't know what play you're going to get. With Gallagher, it's probably a harder deal to do, but I think if you get Gallagher, you kind of know what you're going to get.
I think you know what you get with Calvin Phillips. It's just going to take him a little while to get up to speed, which however long that takes, I'm not sure. But if he can get up to speed quickly, he was fantastic at Leeds, fantastic in the Euros, so you know what you're going to get with him. It's just
also, I think he's 28, 27, 28, and I think Gallagher's 23 or something. Yeah. So there is like that as well. So.
Problem we've got with getting the Gallagher deal over the line is that Chelsea are playing so poorly at the moment that the crowd are on their back. So if they sold us their captain at the moment, I don't think it'll go down too well, will it?
But they might have to sell him because of FFP, and he's only got 18 months left.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's Agent Poch. Agent Poch has gone in there to bring them down from the inside, give us our best player. Who else do we want there? Colwell's good. We'll have him as well.
Yeah, I don't think I'd take any of the others. I'm not even sure I'd take that Colville geezer either. It's the Chelsea team. I remember a few seasons ago, you look at the Chelsea team and you think, bloody hell, they got some good players. Now, half of them I've never heard of.
No.
This Jackson guy, apparently he's the best thing since sliced bread. He's been absolutely useless.
He's had more.
They're going to go for Osimhen in the summer anyway. So.
Oh, are they? Oh, yeah, well, that'd be a decent sign.
When you go into a club and the chairman has bought every player that's on Football Manager before you've even started, there's no way that Pochettino knew his best team before this start of the season. I said when he went there that he wouldn't last the season because the Chelsea fans will. He's back to the wall at the start because of the Spurs connection, and now the way they're playing is absolutely terrible. But there's no way he knows his best team because he's got 500 to choose. He's got a small country of players to choose from.
And I can tell you what, living in Middlesbrough, all of Middlesbrough is still, even now, still buzzing over the semi-final first leg result against Chelsea. And you know, having watched the game and all that, you couldn't tell which was, you know, the different. You couldn't tell there's a difference in the whole league's difference in the teams, and the atmosphere around here is amazing. We're actually looking forward to going down to Chelsea and doing one over on them.
Yeah.
That's
You
how
wouldn't put
bad
it past Middlesbrough either, as well, with
Yeah.
the way that they're playing and the way that Chelsea are playing. But
Yeah.
the fans are getting on their back as well. And
Do you think Poch
Hilarious.
will last the season, guys? Or
Nope.
not?
No,
Casido was 105 million, wasn't he, or something?
115 or something?
Casido, it was 105 million or 110 million
Yeah.
or something.
yeah, 100 million.
Brighton did them on that one. But they got Casido for 105 and then said to Southampton, all right, we'll have another 100 million for your midfielder as well. So
It's
again, it's just,
115. Actually.
yeah, you've already got your midfielder in Casido, and then your chairman decides he's playing Football Manager and get another one.
He hasn't even scored yet, has he?
I wouldn't know, to be honest. Chelsea sort of hang around like a bad smell, and
I just
I
can't
don't think
believe
he's
we
even that
lost
good.
to
To
them.
be honest, but-
I just can't believe we lost to them because they were a very poor Chelsea side. We were all over them in that game, and then decided to have a fight and then sink to their level, and then lost the game.
Well,
The offside by Sonny, it went tits up after that, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like we got really angry with that and decided to have a fight rather than just carry on playing football and we get another chance.
Yeah,
But
it wasn't a normal game, was it? It wasn't. There's different circumstances around that game. We'll just
terrible bloody referee as well, Michael Oliver.
Yeah.
So, no, he hasn't scored for Chelsea yet. But then again, he only scored twice for Brighton. So he's not Casado, that is.
He's a destroyer.
I don't think he's really he's a defensive midfielder, really, isn't he?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But as Alan said, I had my doubts about Spence when I saw him at the end of the playoff final. Fell to his knees for a prolonged period of time to get all of the camera's attention, trying to make it all about him.
Yeah, Alan. But the thing is, like when he came, I think he did 2 substitute appearances for us for the first team. He looked really good. He looked pretty good. And you know, I was excited. Like, you know, just a few more sub appearances, and then, you know, he might start and build it up the normal way. But it just didn't happen. I think the reports at the beginning with Spence was that it was a fitness issue. So we had the new fitness team in working him harder than ever, and he wasn't keeping up and all that. That's the official line, but I think we'll have to draw a line under it, won't we, with Spence? I hope he does well, but it's not going to be with us, is it? Let's be honest.
no.
But anyway, as the heading says, we signed a fucking centre back. Can we talk about the Romanian guy? Let's hope that he's better than the last Romanian we had.
What I love about it is that if this is all true, obviously, his agent said we wanted to negotiate with Bayern, but then Fabrizio Romano said, a quote from him, I'd already agreed with terms with Spurs, so I wanted to honour that. So it obviously shows very good character there. He's not going to, he wants to play for us as well. He could, I thought, you know, if you're going to be in the first team, Bayern Munich versus Spurs, it's no contest at this moment in time. But the fact that he's turned them down and wants to play for us and wants to play for Ange, and Ange has got, I can't remember who said it earlier, but how he's got all of these players on side very quickly, it's just amazing. The job that Ange has done is unbelievable. And then he's had injuries and suspensions and all sorts. We've never shied away from the style of play. All thought we were mad, and then we get a 3-3 at Man City. But this guy wanted to come to Spurs over Bayern Munich because of Ange, and I think that speaks volumes. And the fact that he stuck to his word, I think, speaks volumes. And that video of him doing the drag thing with Richarlison looking like he's doing it with Anthony Joshua or something like that, because he's almost had his arms ripped off, just showed to me he's got quite a lot of strength, because Richarlison isn't a weak player. So a strong centre back as well. And it's competition for places now. We've got Van der Ven, we've got Romero, we've got him. Competition for places. When you've got Van der Ven and Romero and then Eric Dyer, you haven't got competition for places.
Well, that's why he came to Spurs, because he heard Dyer was going to Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but You're guaranteed to win a trophy, aren't you, at Bayern Munich? You're not guaranteed at Spurs. It's an easy move to go to Bayern Munich to win a trophy.
Yeah.
But to come to Spurs and say, I want to go to Spurs, it's if this is all true, but Fabrizio Romano is probably one of the only people on Twitter that I trust when he says something's happened. And I think it's a fantastic 26 million or something like that for a 21-year-old up-and-coming defender. It's fairly cheap in football. Sure, we'll talk about Werner as well, and that's no risk. And if he comes good, it's only 15 million for Werner. So I think it's been brilliant business so far. And we've been saying for years, haven't we? We need a centre back, but not just a centre back. We need a top centre back, and hopefully we've got that top centre back now.
I think with Dragusin, what I've been reading about him, apparently his tackling is like his best attribute, which is a good thing to hear. And his disciplinary record is a lot better than Romero's. So I checked that up. So
Vinny Jones is a lot better than Romero's.
So by default, he's going to play a lot of games because I can't see him getting red cards left, right, and centre like Zlatan Romero. So he will get game time, and also more than likely will be in Europe next year. So we need the numbers from now.
Yep.
And I still think we need another centre back in the summer. It's a bit wild saying it, but we still need someone else. But for now, we've got 3 players that can play, and we've got 19, 20 games left. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. With Dragusin, he's not the complete article yet. I've read he's still got quite a few mistakes in him, and that's actually the real reason he's signed for us rather than Bayern, because the pressure of playing for Bayern would have been too much and caused more mistakes. Whereas here under Ange, he can develop still and have good covering like Van der Ven and stuff like that. So it's like. Postecoglou said right at the beginning and still says now on a weekly basis, we're building something here, and he's getting all the bricks in place to make an unassailable wall. And it's about, if one of those bricks comes loose and drops out, we've got another brick to put in its place straight away and keep that wall solid. So that's what it's about. And Ange's been the most unluckiest manager, in my opinion, in my totally unbiased opinion, in the Premier League, with the injuries and the suspensions and shit refereeing and all that kind of stuff. And what gives us all, what should give us all hope for the future, is yet he hasn't done an arse wetter and moaned about it to the media and had a hissy fit and all that. He's just like, you know what, mate, it is what it is. If they're crap, they're crap. We just got to get on with it, focus on the next game. And that is amazing. That's exactly what we want. We don't want no Italian histrionics or anything like that. Nothing. It is completely the other end of the spectrum to Lego head. And that's what we love about him. And again, it's all about the future. It's all about the future. So Dragusin coming in, Werner as well coming in. It totally fits in with the style of play. And I think what Postecoglou's finished product is going to look like is if you go and play Spurs, from an opposition point of view, you have no idea which one of these players is going to score, and it could be any of them. Any of them could score a bloody hat trick against you. So you're looking at a threat instead of just having, it's either going to be Harry Kane or Son or both of them that are going to score. We're looking about 8 players that could bang on in. Due to the style of playing, whether it's a tap in or a 25-yarder from, Porro or whatever it is, it's a massive, massive threat. Biggest threat I've seen in God knows, I can't remember how long.
Probably since Ozzy Ardiles when we used to play 4-1-5.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like that, but with a defence. And if that's where Postecoglou is taking us, it's going to be glorious, man. Absolutely.
I think with Werner, because you brought him up, I actually think this. It's very unlike me to say this, but it could be like a masterstroke signing. Shall I tell you why? Because as you know, in the market right now, there isn't very many strikers that can hit 20 goals a season. Let's say, obviously Kane's at Bayern, and obviously the other strikers are available, let's say, or not available. Osimhen, Vlahovic, names like that, and even Ivan Toney. They want 100 million for Ivan Toney, which I think is insane. Personally, I think it's ridiculous. But with Werner, because
you want to bet? Sorry.
But with Werner, I think if it works out and he rekindles his form he had in his first spell at Leipzig, you could have like a 20-goal season striker right there. But I think today he'll probably play on the left. I don't think he'll play him up front straight away. But in the next few games, he might play him up front. You never know. But I think it depends on just how he responds to playing inside. Yeah. But I think it's a low risk deal because even if you sign him, it's like 15 to 20 million anyway. So it's like there's no way we lose in this deal.
Yeah, no, that's
he's another one that said, I want to play for Ange. So the pull that Ange has suddenly got, and this is a club that were all over the place at the end of last season, and then all of these players now want to play for Ange. But I loved after the Burnley game when they questioned whether Dyer was injured or going to Bayern, and he go, "Don't question my integrity. If I say he's injured, he's injured." There could have been videos of Dyer saying, "I'm not injured. I'm going to Bayern," and I'd have trusted Ange. I think he's just an unbelievable manager, and just I think he's a really likable guy, really friendly and all that. But do not cross him and do not piss him off because
the look he gave him as well. Brilliant.
He reminds me of Ferguson a little bit in that way, in terms of the man management side of things. And he's the best manager I'll ever see in my lifetime, Ferguson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's probably the best manager ever, if I'm being honest.
But as Nate Spurs says, he's breeding a winner's mentality and culture at the club. And if that can't inspire the likes of Spence, there's no hope for him. Look at the difference in professionalism between Dragusin and him, and he's 2 years younger. So, yeah.
But I think also with Werner is that, I don't know if you saw Ange's comments saying that they didn't expect an opportunity like this to come. Because obviously they must have, Werner was linked with Liverpool before he went to Chelsea, I don't know if you guys remember. Because Liverpool looking for a striker, and also he's German, and Klopp's German. And he was at that time like hitting 20, 30 goals a season in Germany. Yeah. And I don't know if you remember, we played against Leipzig as well in the Champions League a couple of times. Yeah. So like the club obviously may have kept track of him, but the way Ange said it is as if like he didn't expect a deal like this to come across. So he must still rate him as a player, even though he's had like a bad 2-3 years, let's say. He still thinks there's a player in there. So
he's quick, isn't he? So he's fit for the system to a T, I think. Chelsea stuck him at number 9, and he's not strong enough to be that. And
I think he can be a number 9. I actually think he can.
He assisted so many goals and chances for Chelsea, even for Chelsea and Leipzig as well, before and after Chelsea. I hated him at Chelsea because it's Chelsea, and I didn't think he was very good. But I'm really excited about him playing for Spurs in this Ange system.
But I think if you look at the way we play with Maddison and with Son, I think even if you put Werner up front, I still think he would bag like 8 to 10 goals this season.
Yeah, that's what Ange said about him, wasn't he? He's got everything we're looking for, and he'll play across the front three.
So he can play left,
anywhere across there. And it's his versatility that we need, and it apparently fits him perfectly. So we shall see. What do you reckon today? What, Werner and Dragusin both debuted?
Yeah, I think they're both.
I'm not sure that Dragusin was signed in time. Was
he was.
Yeah, apparently the paperwork's done, but Werner will definitely start. I think he'll just.
I think Dragusin's
like replacement for Son, and I think
if Kulu and Celso are out.
Well, yeah, I was actually going for this one. Vicario, Porro, Royal, VDV, Udogi, Bentancur, Skip, Johnson, Kulu, Werner, and Richie.
The only thing that could work against Dragusin is Old Trafford. If it was at home, I think he'd definitely start. But
is Romero fit?
Romero's back.
I think he'll be on the bench. I don't think he'll start.
Yeah.
He's there.
I think he'll be up with Van and Dragusin today.
He trained the whole week, has he? Okay.
Yeah. I think he'll start Romero.
Well, he put Bentancur in when he'd only trained for 2 days, didn't he? If that's any indication, and if Romero has trained all week, then
he should be. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, that'd be nice. Then my main man Emerson Royale can go and sit back on the bench. Hey, Simon.
Bless him. I think it's important to get Dragusin alongside Romero as quickly as possible and start that kind of like that combination. That what's the word? That's partnership developing as soon as possible.
I think Van der Ven has to start because Man United's attack certainly going forward, Rashford and people like his pace. So he's got pace to burn. So I think Van der Ven was definite to come in.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I think he's going to try chucking Dragusin. I just have this feeling he's going to play him from today.
Okay. Well, he's fit and ready, isn't he? Because he's been playing for Genoa, so he's sharp and ready.
I think he'll play Dragusin with Van der Ven today.
I don't know why Van de Ven didn't come on against Burnley. He's on the bench. I thought he's a dead cert for coming on, but
He probably didn't want to change it because the game was a bit tight. But if we'd have gone 3-0 up and then it was a fairly easy game, I think he'd have rung the change up about an hour, 70 minutes, and got everyone to run out. But I think it's a bit too squeaky bum time to make too many wholesale changes against Burnley.
Yeah. But Nate Spurs says, I think Royale plays with VDV. I hope not, though.
Nah. It's like you said, Jens, back on the bench. Back on the bench, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it's, with any other manager in any other team, it's like, I've earned my place, I want to keep it and all that. But it's like, that's not what we're doing here, mate. That's not what we're doing. You're good at a particular thing on the right hand side there, as a kind of like a part of that link up. And he has.
I think Kid's a bit of a stretch, Simon.
He has assisted a few goals this season already.
For the opposition.
He's got a role to play. You know what I mean? Like he's been really good. He's, like I say, much improved alongside everybody else. But for games like this, especially away from home, where we haven't done well away from home so far recently, you want your first starters, don't you? Bananas in goal for United. This is, anyway. Sorry,
Anana, you want to be having pot shots at him, first corner, stick it underneath his bar, get people around him, put him under pressure early doors. When you've got a goalkeeper that's under pressure and uncertain, you want to test him early doors so he knows, oh, God, I've got another 85, 90 minutes for this.
I mean, I was on a United channel earlier this week previewing the game. I think it was on Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. And he was saying that a lot of United fans were happy when Anana was going to AFCON rather than having him stay. I think he's their second choice keeper. I've never heard of him, but they'd rather see him play than Anana right now. So.
I'm quite surprised they sold, what was his name? Henderson.
Yeah.
He was
De Gea.
Well, De Gea, I think that was kind of coming to an end, wasn't it?
Where did he end up?
I don't think
Madrid.
Has he still got a club? Has he? I haven't heard that he's got a
I
club.
thought you were going to start playing ice hockey or something. That's what I heard.
Seriously? Bloody hell.
He plays for Atletico Madrid. So, no, hold on, doesn't.
Right.
No,
he's a free agent.
Yeah,
Still?
he's a free agent.
Oh my word!
Because he was linked with Newcastle because Pope got injured, so they were looking at him. But today, Benzema's been linked with United today on a 6-month
Who has?
loan. But Benzema's in Saudi. He's been linked with United on a 6-month loan.
Okay. Wow.
Interesting transfer that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but hang on. Sorry, Jens, can I put in an official complaint? I cannot believe we're going to just gloss over the Burnley game and go on to other stuff without talking about my favourite player, the great Pedro Porro, and what a fucking goal that was.
Yeah.
What a goal.
That was a bit special, wasn't it? I didn't actually realise it had gone in the net.
No, neither did I. Yeah.
For about 2 or 3 seconds when he wheeled away, and I was like, "What?"
I was slightly wrong about Porro. After last season, I thought he can't play a fullback, he can't defend, but he's been unbelievable this season. His defensive work has come on no end. He was always good going forward. His crossing is unbelievable, and that strike was
a bit special, wasn't it?
Thing is, it came to the point in the game.
The fact that keeper don't move and it bounces out makes it look even better. But yeah. Sorry, Has.
I was saying it came to the point in the game that we needed some sort of magic to win it in the end, and that's what happened, really. Because we weren't really doing anything. Yeah.
He came out after half time possessed, didn't he? He was like geeing the crowd up, and he was proper on the front foot trying to make things happen. So it was fitting that he scored the winner, wasn't it? Because he was kind of the man that was trying to set the tone and drag us forward in the game after that poor first half.
Yeah, and that comes from something else that I can't remember who said it earlier. It might have been Simon, but last season, Kane and Son, they don't score, we don't score. Whereas now we've got other people. Madison earlier in the season, Bentancur now, Lo Celso now, Porro now. Everyone taking responsibility and
Davies.
If that person isn't doing anything, I'll do it. I'll do it then. And that's what we didn't have last season, and why it was so easy to play against. If you just mark those two people out the game, was now can't remember who said it again. It might have been Simon. Goals from everywhere.
Yeah,
but you know, City being linked with Porro again.
He hated his time there, though, didn't he? He said, there's some quotes saying he was there for 3 years, and the manager didn't speak to it. Yeah, never met the manager, didn't speak to the manager, so they couldn't wait to get out of there. So I wouldn't imagine he's in a hurry to get back there. It's a bit disrespectful, isn't it, to not talk to a player for 3 years?
I think the commentator said he played one game for Man City in 3 years, which is just And he could be a legend at Spurs and a mainstay for. He's only 24 or something like that. He could be a mainstay at Spurs for years to come and cement his status as a Spurs legend. So, yeah, I'm not sure he'd want to leave.
The good
Certainly
thing about,
while Ange is there.
The good thing about that goal is it sends a massive signal to literally every other team in the FA Cup, especially Man City. You know, Man City are looking at that thinking, right, they've got themselves into this gritty kind of scrappy kind of game, you know, rock against unstoppable force against an immovable object kind of thing, kind of game where, you know, nothing's going to come out of this. It's going to go to a replay. They'll knacker themselves out. And then Porro comes up with something like that. Man City must be looking at that thinking, even if we get them, what do we do? Even if we get them in a game like that, they're capable of producing something special like that. And I know, obviously, with the likes of Phil Foden, they are as well. But they must be shitting themselves playing us, because we normally do well against them anyway. But watching that Porro strike, again, from all the angles and everything, it's fucking... sorry.
So Real Sociedad have begun plans to sign Brian Hill. The winger wants to leave TSC on a permanent basis.
Don't tell Simon. Shh.
Or would prefer a return to Seville.
You're right, Simon.
Bollocks to your rumours, right? We're keeping him. Right? He's been instrumental in setting up goals. He's got a lovely turn of base. He still gets knocked off the ball. He gets knocked off the ball less than what he did. He's built up a bit. I've seen him ride like 2 or 3 challenges at a time and play off. Him and Bentancur and Lo Celso across the middle. Come on, that's the ideal. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
I don't think he's going to make it at Spurs, Brian Hill. I think we need to cash in on him now.
I'm not saying anything.
But you know, Skip's trending on Twitter now. I don't know why, but
is he?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
At least in the
Skip
Spurs.
will go before Hill. Skip will go before Hill. And
no, they don't want to get rid of Skip. They want this window apparently.
Is that because he's like a homegrown?
We want to get rid of him, or they don't?
No, we don't this window.
No, I was going to say
short on midfielders.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. This might create I don't know how people will react to this, but good luck, Dyer.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
I'd second that.
I think I will never forget his debut. I was over in Denmark celebrating my dad and my auntie's birthdays. And my cousin's son, who's always been a little bit of the black sheep of the family, is a West Ham fan.
Hang on, he's the black sheep of the family, not you. Jesus Christ!
Because he's a West Ham fan. Come on, John, keep up.
Oh, right. I thought he'd read in general.
We were West Ham were actually. I'd say they were. Maybe not battering us, but they were definitely having the better of the game. And then Mr. Eric Dyer, who was playing at right back that day, popped up and scored the winner in the 90th minute, I think it was, 89th minute, something like that.
Yeah.
So I've always had a bit of a soft spot for him.
Was that the one and only time he was quick? Going around the keeper.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually that quick when he went round the keeper. He didn't need to be. There was no one within like 20 yards of him. But
he played right back that day.
Yes, he played right back, yeah. And I also thought he was a decent player as a defensive midfielder.
Yeah,
in the Pochettino
He was totally
teams.
disciplined, wasn't he? He used to sit there in front of the defence and protect them, didn't he? It was good.
Yeah, and when the fullbacks went forward, he'd drop back in to the defensive line, and we'd have 3 at the back then. So yeah, he has not been good for the last few years.
Yeah, since Pochettino left, really. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I think
5 years
Jose,
now,
after
4 or
Jose
5
wanted
years.
to get rid of him.
It was since his injury. He lost his turn of pace and his turning circle when he got the injury or the appendicitis.
The appendicitis. That's like, yeah.
But he lost his turning circle and any pace he had, and then he hasn't been the same since. But yeah, good luck, Dyer. I'd second that. I've got nothing against the guy. I think he's quite a nice guy, and everything like that. Just not good enough for the club at the moment.
One of my
I
favourite.
actually think he'll win something at Bayern anyway. So
Yeah. One of my favourite memories with Dyer is at the Battle of the Bridge when he was just going around smashing all the Chelsea players. Once we'd lost the game, hadn't we, and the title had gone, and then Dyer just went around smashing 3 or 4 of them, then it was great. It set the tone in it for the next couple of years that we're not going to be a team that's going to get kicked around anymore. And Dyer was a big part of setting the tone for that, wasn't he? By that day, I think. Now,
you know what really killed him at Spurs? I know it was really early to say it, but you know when Wanyama came, his place was taken, and then it became we're trying to shoehorn him into the team, and then he played him in the back 3 when we went to a 3-4-3 under Poch for a season. He played him sometimes in the 3 alongside Toby and Jan, and then sometimes he's playing with DM. Like he kind of became like a utility player. He wasn't a starter.
Yeah, but he did try him again. He did try him again in that like kind of forward a bit, and it was just crap at it. Trying to reclaim his glory days for 3 or 4 games, and it just didn't work out. And at that point, he should have gone, and he stayed 2 seasons minimum, at least 2 seasons longer than he should have done. Fair play to him. Harry's had a word over in Germany. He's extremely lucky to get 3.4 mil for him. I've already forgotten about him. What's next?
I have to say, Alan, I don't think he was the first name on the team sheet, to be honest. I think that probably would have been Hugo during his time. But anyway,
the thing with Dyer, Jose gave him a chance, but this was with me with a lot of players. After Jose, I was done with half the squad. I wanted them all gone. After that, I was like, Dyer had to go, Davies had to go, Sanchez had to go. I had like a whole list of players, and Dombele, the Celso, like there was like probably a whole team I wanted to be sold after Jose.
Shell shocked a lot of them, weren't they?
Yeah.
But it's Ange getting rid of the players that are the stalwarts who kind of passed the sell by that. Obviously, Caney had no control over that, but didn't offer Hugo a new contract. We've got a new goalkeeper now, a young goalkeeper, Eric Dyer. We don't have him anymore. We've got a new defender in. Getting rid of, we've been crying out for half the team that we have was still there playing in the Champions League final, whereas now he's slowly getting out those kind of players.
There's only 2 players left from the Poch era, Son and Davies, apparently. And that's it.
Yeah. That's the good thing about Werner as well, and he's got Champions League final experience.
Yeah, and Premier League experience as well.
Yes, yeah.
I think the reason he stuck around for as long as he did is because obviously maybe 3 or 4 seasons ago, Levy turned down a bid for like 60 million from Man United for.
I remember,
Mourinho wanted him at United, and Levy turned down like 60 million. So he probably thought we need to try and hopefully his form will pick up again and we can get a proper fee for him. But it's never happened, did it? Never happened.
No.
Just wasn't good enough.
Good riddance.
Can you imagine if we'd got £60 million for Dyer? Jesus.
I have no idea what he's like. I'm sure he's a nice person. I have no idea whether he's a nice person or not because I don't know him. But it's like having mold in a back bedroom, isn't it? It's like it's been here way too long and got to get rid. Let's get rid.
But for me, my fondest memory of him was that he scored a goal against City. I remember we beat him 4-1 at White Hart Lane. Yeah. I think that was probably his best game in a Spurs shirt. That's in my opinion.
Who did he score that header against? That was.
He scored a few.
No, that was a
Newcastle.
It was his first season, and I think he scored 2 goals in like 3 games.
It was from we saw from corners. Remember we saw from corners.
Yes, yeah.
Near posts, Dyer headers.
Yes, that was the first time I think we'd scored from a corner in about 3 years, and I was like, I like this guy. I haven't done an awful lot of research on at the moment, but does anyone else have any transfer rumours?
Only the
no, I don't do the whole rumours thing. I don't get on the rumour mill. It's just a waste of time, I think.
We're not being linked with any forward players now. I think we're done for that in this window. So it's more mainly.
Nice, I like that.
Auf Wiedersehen, Pet. Like.
I think if we do get anyone, it will either be Calvin Phillips, Conor Gallagher, or both. I can't see Conor Gallagher just because Chelsea, like Johnny says, can't get rid of their captain with all the pressure they're under, and Chelsea won't want to sell to us anyway. Calvin Phillips,
they might have to, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, Calvin Phillips will have quite a lot of suitors, I think. So to get him, I think will be quite tricky.
He'd be on a big wage as well, wouldn't he, at Man City?
Yeah. Jordan Henderson was one that I'd read, but
no, I know.
Again, like Simon says, a lot of these transfer rumours are just these in the know accounts that just clickbait.
I think
and then everyone just retweets
is
and then
like
they
a
become
real
a thing.
thing.
And their agent putting our name in the paper against their client, it makes all the West Hams go, bloody hell, Tottenham wanted, we better get Jordan Henderson. Like it makes them, it creates it's like a bidding war, doesn't it, for him when no one really wanted him in the first place.
That's what the agents are supposed to do. It's literally their job is to do that.
Create interest in their client.
Until Fabrizio Romano says Spurs are interested in this player, I don't really accept anything, and until he's holding the Spurs shirt, I don't. From a Spurs official account, I don't trust. Or there's a video from Spurs official account, I don't trust anything anymore.
But yeah, no Henderson.
Apart from Ange, if Ange said we're after Mbappe, you can put that to the bank. Ange tells the truth.
Is Mbappe available on a free?
Yeah, I was just going to say he's on a free, isn't he?
Can't Ange just give him a call?
Mate, give him a mate.
Yeah. You're coming to play for me, you bastard. You great big drongo. Flaming galah. Oh, no, sorry. That was Al Stewart, wasn't it? Sorry.
Okay, at this point, I think we should just apologise to all our Australian viewers for...
slander.
Oh, come off it, mate. You did an impression earlier. You sounded like he was Italian.
Well, it was quite good.
Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, as Nate Spurs says, he was a good defensive midfielder for a few seasons, even for England too, but he was never a good centre back.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Jose gave him a go at centre half, and he just kept making mistake after mistake.
Yes. Yeah.
That game for England where he nailed Ramos with Sergio Ramos.
Oh yeah.
Two for him, didn't he?
But I do. What I mean by like Dyer back then is because him and Dele used to have a really good connection. I remember. I mean, I think they were about good for the same amount of time. If I'm being honest, I think once Dele fell off, Dyer kind of fell off as well around the same time. So
I think versatility is a double-edged sword. It's obviously good because you can play in a certain few positions, but it's bad in the sense that you never train in one position. Harry Kane only ever trained as a striker, doesn't worry about playing on the wing or whatever. Eric Dyer's trained as a right back, centre back, defensive midfielder. So I think it's a double-edged sword sometimes. Same with Tanganga. Tanganga never knows what position that he was going to play off because he's trained across the whole. So you never learn the nuances that you need for that specific position.
Is he coming back, Tanganga? Because I don't think he's played 1 minute of football.
For Augsburg? Is it Augsburg?
Yeah, Augsburg.
Still on loan.
I don't think that he's actually...
I thought they're going to recall him, but I don't know what happened. Yeah.
That's a good point, actually, about versatility, because there's two things. It depends what you want yourself as a player, isn't it? And this will probably apply to Werner in long term, but if you're a versatile player, that's fine. You're always going to have a career and a decent career, obviously, in the Premier League, depending on where you want to be. But you're never going to be a great, like Harry Kane. Like you say, it's if you specialize that and your 100% focuses on one particular skill or position, then naturally, logically, you become the best at it. But there's nothing wrong with being a versatility player as well, because like I say, you'll have a career, you'll have a decent career.
I mean, it can work. Look at James Milner; he's fantastic, isn't he? And pretty versatile, but really solid player wherever he plays. You look at Trent Alexander-Arnold now. He's obviously gone from a full-back to a midfield, but I wouldn't say that's versatility. That's just taking out the defensive part of his game, which isn't up to scratch, and going forward. His passing is unbelievable, and putting him further forward, that obviously allows that to be forefront.
Yeah. And it means inconsistency as well when you do that.
Yeah.
So Alan said no to Henderson. I agree with that.
Amen.
Yeah, he's on about 20 mil a week. Ripper. Sorry. Yep. And then 3, he wants 1.2 million a week. Seriously?
Well, I read he was going to slash his wages down, but they're still going to be too high. And he shot himself in the foot by going to Saudis. And then his character, I think, he was very much a supporter of the LGBTQ community, where it's going to Qatar or Saudi, where that's
it just showed
it just shows his character that he'll say things but not actually mean them. I don't think so. But I wouldn't want him. It's just a rumor that I saw on Twitter, but again, from one of these in the know nonsense.
He is one of the thickest people I think I've ever heard speak in my life. Seriously.
I just never rated him, so I don't want him.
Yeah, so Nate says Dyer was what was left after Toby and Jan left.
Yeah.
Hence the demise of Poch, no investment into the squad. Yeah. Very, very true.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Alan said that's what Mbappe wants.
On the 1.2 mil. Yeah.
Not Henderson.
Can't we just offer him like 50k a week plus a Skywalk voucher every week? Or something?
Exactly. and free Chick King.
Free Chick King, lifetime supply.
And pole position on the F1 track as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
And tickets to Lady Gaga when she comes.
But to be fair, though, it's actually worth giving him a call because he's on a free. It might as well.
He's going to Madrid, so I mean, worth giving him a call. But then Levy will just get accused of, you're just doing that to show that you're trying to sign players. But
wasn't he at Madrid before?
No.
He's always been PSG.
He's been at PSG, but he said, remember, he refused to play, and then then they made him basically the manager. And then he was like basically picking the team, even though they had a manager.
That was under Poch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So in general, then, not transfer rumours, not specific players or anything, but obviously halfway through January, do we think we need anyone else?
Yeah,
another midfielder, I think.
Yeah,
I think Højbjerg wants to go, so I think they'll try and do a deal to allow him to go because his head's not in it. Is it really?
Also, I'd argue we need a left back. Whether we can get one or not, I don't know.
Yeah,
he's got Cess to the end of the season, and he could probably do with Cess and Davis to cover for a doggy. Davis is probably out 5 or 6 weeks.
I'm sad that Reguilon's been loaned out again to Brentford, but
he has been loaned out. Is he?
No, apparently he's agreed that he's going there, but it's nothing been announced yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We haven't got Rodon anymore, have we?
No, he's still out on loan at Leeds.
He's on loan at Leeds, isn't he? Yeah, he's playing quite well.
He's doing all right.
Yeah.
Apparently, Phillips had a stormer yesterday for Plymouth.
Yeah.
Everyone
was saw a video of that this morning.
Yeah,
There's a video compilation.
Was it Alan McAnally?
Yeah.
Saying, that he was absolutely brilliant. So
I used to watch Soccer Saturday. Now I don't even watch it.
I can't say I ever did. But
they had Cammy when Cammy was there.
Yeah.
Rodney Marsh back in the day.
That's unbelievable, Jens. That's unbelievable that you don't.
Unbelievable.
Did he? I didn't see that. Yeah. Count on your hands. How many players do they have? Oh yeah, I saw him going off. I thought they were making a sub.
You know, one thing I'll never forget from Cammy though is when we played Arsenal under Joel and we drew 1-1. I remember it was when King scored that header. So they go to Cammy on Soccer Saturday to speak to him about it, and he goes, "They're defending like beavers, Jeff." about Tottenham, yeah.
My favourite Cammy bit is that missed red card, but not the missed red card. When they're all laughing, the professionalism of the man you just hear him go, "Still 0-0, Jeff." Unbelievable. He's missed the red card and we're laughing, still giving the update.
Still 0-0, Jeff.
He was brilliant, man. Cammy was brilliant. I don't care what anyone says. He was, and he used to do goals on Sunday, didn't he? I think
that was good. Goal. Him and Jeff's Ben Shepherd. Yeah.
I actually miss those times. Soccer AM. I used to watch the pre-match stuff with Andy Gray, Martin Tyler, and the post-match stuff. Football was so different back then. Yeah.
They've got social media. They got social media stars on now. On a Saturday morning, they do this soccer social. It's called with all the YouTubers and stuff.
But we don't get
that. Rory Jennings, Pratt, Flav's on there. Flav from Fighting Cock goes on quite a lot, doesn't he?
Does he? Yeah.
To represent Spurs.
I met him once in the the Bricklayers.
I've met him a couple of times actually.
He wasn't very friendly, to be honest.
No.
But his dad was a lovely bloke. I had a really nice chat with his dad. But yeah,
Fighting Cock used to do like a match thing where everyone will go watch the match in some place in London.
Yeah. What was that called?
and then they used to do like a thing afterwards. I went there a couple times when I was at university. I was literally just matched after I
think
they
me
used
and
to
you
do
went to one of them.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, me and you went to one of them. They used to do this social, didn't they? The European games, Europa League and stuff.
Oh, yes, yeah. 1882. Yeah.
That's it, the 1882 thing.
Yeah, no, that was brilliant. That was always, I don't think it was, I thought it was highly amusing because all you young whippersnappers we're not so much singing. And there was me like, oh boy, the whole 90 minutes. I couldn't speak for like a week. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was
but I went to one. It was they had Man City and they did Liverpool, so they had the podcast before the game.
Okay,
so you get to meet them all. And it was a good laugh. I know we didn't win either game, but everyone just get drunk, and then it would just watch the game. It would just be like when we scored against City. I remember because it was 2-0 down. I think we drew 2-2 or something like that. It was literally like absolute madness.
So Nate Spurs says Calvin Phillips will be perfect. Good age as we bought lots of young players of late. Box to box upgrade on Hoy and Skippy.
I think so. I agree with that.
I think
we do need a better. Sorry, Simon, and we do need a better left back up. Yeah. But I think we can cope for now. So.
Yeah, I think I was going to go for Calvin Phillips. We'd have got him before now. I don't think Andy's up, to be honest. Absolutely right on the left back. Let's not forget Ben Davies is the first choice at the minute, which is testament to him as a person. But he is, injured, but also he's getting on a bit now. Do you know what I mean? We need to start grooming a replacement for him.
Yep.
And Adogi's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but we need depth in that position right there, don't we?
100%.
I'm not even sure there's anyone coming through in the U team, is there?
I think he'll give Sessegnon a chance, and he's possibly not said it to him, but in his own mind, Sessegnon's got 6 months to convince me he's got a future at Spurs. I'll give him.
Do you think he can play as an inverted fullback though, Sessegnon?
Well, I've got a friend, one of my best friends is a Fulham fan, and when we bought him and started playing him at left back, he said he's not a left back, he's not a wing back, he's a winger. So essentially, the way that Udogie plays going forward is kind of a winger with a bit of a free role, so it might suit him. But again, I do worry about his injuries. He's very injury prone, and he's shown
the problem with Sess is he doesn't want to. That personal pace he had before when he was at Fulham.
I think it's confidence, but
I think it's gone.
But if you're not going to get the confidence, you're going to have to go, because this Ange team going forward, you have to have confidence to go forward. If you're checking back and every time, then you're not going to suit this team. So he's either got to buck his ideas up when he gets his chances and go forward and try and make things happen, or unfortunately,
he's got one more chance in him, hasn't he? One more chance at most.
As far as I'm concerned, he doesn't have the mentality.
I don't think he's going to make it. I just think we'll give him 6 months and he'll go in the summer.
Yeah.
Just make sure, this 6 months, you use it to make sure he stays fit. So when summer comes along, we can sell him and he's actually fit.
Makes himself sellable. Yeah.
Okay, then, guys. Man United versus Spurs. What do we reckon on this one then?
I'm saying 2-2. 2-2.
Yeah, my head says draw, but I think we've got more quality than Man U to get that winner. I think you're right. I think it'll be 2-2 with like 70 minutes gone, and then just like we'll just turn it on. We'll just change gear, and we'll end up winning 4-2. That's what I think.
I think Werner's going to score. I just have this feeling.
I've got a slight worry that Man United are all over the place, but yet they keep having these really good results dotted around.
Yeah.
And I mean, on paper, we're the better team, and we'll attack them and score goals, but you still have to be wary that they do have some quality players. You give Bruno Fernandes time on the ball, he'll pick people out.
Rashford, I think
that's the thing. Like Fernandes has got more assists than any other player in the league. And him and
the diving little bastard,
Ericsson.
Yeah, he is a diver. You're right there, John. Him and Garnacho. If they play well, they do well. But if they don't, then Fernandes is still. I have seen Fernandes play well, even when the rest of the team is playing crap and they still lose, which is obviously not a problem. I think as long as we shut Fernandes and Garnacho down, we'll win, no problem. But the thing is, they've got Casemiro back, they've got Luke Shaw back, they've got Martinez back.
Saying here that Casemiro's still doubtful.
Is he still doubtful? Oh.
Yeah.
What we need to do, I think, they're very similar to Chelsea in the fact that the fans are getting restless and fed up.
We need to wind them up. Yeah.
We give them opportunities to, get a couple of chances in the first 10 minutes to get the crowd on their side. The job of the away team is to shut the fans up early doors. So what we want to do is get their fans more frustrated with them by not letting them have chances ourselves. Give pot shots to Onana, stick crosses underneath his box from corners, put him under pressure. So it's all there for us to win. We've just got to have the right attitude and take our chances and give ourselves opportunities to get those chances. So we know, Ange, we'll attack, and we'll attack some more. But we've just got to make sure that we do get some chances or at least show their fans and our fans that we will create chances here and we will score goals. And shut Fernandes down. I think shutting Fernandes down means Garnacho's fairly quiet because he needs a supply line to him.
Yeah.
I really like the look of Garnacho. I think he's a good player.
But I think it's all there for us. We just have to be wary that we give them their due respect because it is Man United at the end of the day. They have had some good results. They've got good players that if we give them chances. But just shut the crowd up early doors, get their fans frustrated with them again, create some chances, put pressure under on Onana, and then we can.
You know what I've noticed with Onana, the low shots you can't deal with them like that well. I think you need to hit it hard and low and fast.
Like Aurelio Gomez.
Yeah, that's what his weakness is, and he just does some really stupid stuff. He'll come out like if we play balls over the top to Richarlison or something or Werner, he'll run out and do something really stupid. Probably.
I need to head off. I need to head off, Jens. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for inviting me on. And come on,
take care, Chris.
Take care, mate.
Chris.
There's an argument for playing Højbjerg today, isn't there? Because Bruno Fernandes is going to try and have the referee in his pocket and manipulate him through the game, and I think Højbjerg won't have it. Skip's a bit too freshly on the edge to try and influence the ref, and he won't be scared of Skip, will he? Fernandes, he'll be trying to bully him throughout the game, but Højbjerg, I think, will be able to hold his own a bit more. And
is anyone scared of Skip though?
Harsh.
Sorry, did you say skip or skipping? Any exercise, I'm scared of that.
I'm not against him as a person. I just
he's more dominant, isn't he?
He should be. I think he should be. He'll be here at the end of next summer.
It's Old Trafford as well. 60,000 people in it. Sky TV showing the match, so VAR will be hovering over the VAR the whole time, won't they? So it might be a job for Højbjerg's extra experience, to be honest.
Yeah.
Roman Mendes.
I know what you mean, John, but the thing is, if it's the type of referee to be conned by Fernandes, then it won't matter who we put on Fernandes, will it? Because they'll just be conned every single time.
I think Højbjerg will be able to talk to the referee a bit more of his experience and Skip. That's stop him.
I prefer Højbjerg to Skip, and also Højbjerg to Benteke at least have some sort of connection from before.
Yeah. Okay.
Although Skip's quicker though, isn't he?
Is he?
He's definitely quicker.
Who's Skip?
Yeah.
Skip isn't good enough.
Getting around the park.
Need to move him on.
Hopefully they've learned, because that game last night, Man City and Newcastle was brilliant. I think the VAR didn't ruin the game at all. It was a great game. VAR weren't involved in it at all. So hopefully they've had the referees have had another get together and they're like, right, we need to stop going to fucking VAR all the time. Just let
make
the game
decisions
flow.
Yourself.
Yeah. That's probably not going to happen. But nice idea.
We're going to have a lot of controversy today. I'm sure of it.
The lineup that I'm getting for Man United in the middle is Eriksen playing as a central midfielder next to Mainu, and then Fernandes as an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, because a lot of the fans don't like McTominay. He ain't going to play McTominay.
Okay.
A lot of United fans hate McTominay.
But Højlund, is Højlund playing?
Højlund. It's predicted that he'll start. Yeah. But I thought that Fernandes was more. I thought you'd play Eriksen as an attacking midfielder and Fernandes in.
No, they shunt Eriksen out of the way. To fit in Bruno Fernandes. They shunt Eriksen back further.
Right. Okay.
Do you know, I was thinking yesterday. Just had a random thought thinking about
Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans.
I
think if we thrash him, I think if this is like a 4-0 or a 6-1 thrashing by us, I think Ten Hag is out.
The thing is, this is why I think United will step up today, because if he doesn't win, his job's on the line every game,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I think it'll be like 2-2, something like that, because they're going to have to give us a game. It's like last night with Eddie Howe, Newcastle. I know they lost, but I thought they gave it a good go.
Oh, they did, yeah, definitely.
Great game.
But it was just De Bruyne was the difference, really. And then,
I think in our lineup, Romero is going to be in there.
I think he's going to play Dragusin. I think Romero will play against City.
And Dragusin, yeah. So I think that'll be the back four. Will be Van der Ven, Romero, Dragusin.
Some of the journalists, Simon, were saying that Ange quite fancies Romero as a centre mid as well, like a defensive mid. Yeah. So maybe he might play all three. He might play Van der Ven, Dragusin, and then Romero. Shielding the defence a bit higher. He apparently quite likes the idea of putting him a bit higher up the pitch.
Okay,
he does, doesn't he?
Interesting.
There's more chance of a red card further up the pitch, isn't there? So.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Does anyone not tell him in the dressing room? Just calm down, mate. Calm.
I think if you tried to tell him that in the dressing room, you'd end up with a black eye.
Yeah. He comes across as a guy in the dressing room, walk in, and then say you lost the game. No, this sounds good, by the way. I think it'd be like kicking the, the water bottles, kicking the water bottles, throwing.
Well,
I think Porro's like that.
Yeah.
I think if he loses, I think he's just like the Hulk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Hulk.
But also equally on the opposite side, I think when we win, I think he's. If you watch Porro, by the way, when any player scores, he is the most happiest for them.
Yeah, he is. He is. Yeah.
And when
Romero beats him up, doesn't he? He comes and beats him up.
Yeah.
And ruffles their hair and batters them on the back and stuff.
I think Porro's a proper team player, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you saw it. There was a presentation to Jamie Donnelly for being, I can't remember exactly what it was, Player of the Month, Player of the something or other. And Romero gave it to him. And it was just like, Romero was just like, there you go.
He's the movie, he walked off.
I was like, show him a little bit of respect, bro. I mean, come on, seriously. I thought that was actually quite rude, but maybe that's just the way that he is.
Yeah, I think it's just the way it is, isn't it? I mean, let's not forget that these lads, no matter what country they're from, these lads are taken from a very young age and basically have their childhood taken away from them, and it's 24/7 football, isn't it? So they don't have a chance to develop a personality at all, and it's probably is one in 1,000 or something that actually have a personality.
Madison.
And they don't really develop that personality until they become like a pundit, and sometimes not even then, Gary Neville. So you've got to expect. I expect this is why they're so malleable in terms of media training, and they all say the same thing, no matter who they play for or what's happened. And it's like, it's. We've come in, it's been a good game, and we just tried our hardest. We just look forward to the next game. I never watch any post-match interviews now. It's all the same.
Can you imagine Gary Neville, Larry? He's going to be intolerable. He hates us at the best of times after Ange mugged him off earlier in the season, didn't he? All that business with him copying Pep and stuff. And that against Man United at Old Trafford, he's going to be intolerable, isn't he? Every time Romero makes a challenge, oh, no, what's a literally every challenge. He like, speed dial to the head of the referees, like that's a red card. VAR. He's got to be intolerable, isn't he?
If anybody can bung somebody some money, it'll be him.
Oh man, might turn the sound off. We'll go to one of the American streams, so we'll have to listen to Gary Neville.
Yeah, well, I'll be watching it on.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Be a play, so that'll be Dutch.
The Danska FC.
I understand the fucking word they're saying.
If you ever get a chance, get the Spanish commentary. It's fucking brilliant.
No, the Brazilian or the Portuguese is much better. Goal! Got it. Goal! Lineker, goal! Yeah.
Jens, we should have had black armbands today, by the way. A Danish legend passed away in the week.
Who's that?
Lars from Metallica's dad, Torben Ulrich. You know, the old former tennis player. Yeah. Former professional tennis player, passed away, I think, 3 or 4 days ago. Yeah, sadly, yeah. He's a legend, he was.
Yeah, and the Queen's abdicating as well.
Is she? What?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, I saw
Torben
that.
Ulrich has died.
No, it's because she saw that Højbjerg was leaving Tottenham. So,
What's the talk in the Danish press and about Højbjerg? Are they thinking he's going to leave this month, or do you follow any?
I have to say, I don't really. I follow a Danish bloke who's a Tottenham fan as well. I think he's in the media or something over there.
Tom Højsgaard.
Stretchy football. No, but he still thinks that Højbjerg is the best central midfielder in the world, and you know that I was a big supporter of him, and lately I've just been. Yeah,
I think you're too harsh on him because he's Danish. That's your expectations are maybe a bit more.
I think I was too harsh on Eriksen when he first came, and then afterwards I absolutely loved him because he and then the last season or the last year and a half was fucking awful. So to be honest, it looks like he's. Do
you think that is that a Danish mentality thing then? Because this is almost the same as Højbjerg, because he wants to go and he's kind of not down in tools, but he's not playing with the enthusiasm he did before. Maybe is it an ego thing with the Danish players that they?
Well, that's the thing.
I'm off.
Danish people don't tend to have an ego.
No,
they're taught to be humble.
Humble, yeah.
And so it has surprised me the way that Højbjerg's gone.
I remember you were saying that Eriksen didn't really have the character of a Dane because he wasn't very humble, and maybe because he'd gone to Holland quite early on.
That was Bentner. That wasn't Eriksen.
Lord Bentner.
Yeah, Lord Bentner. Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing with Højbjerg, let's not forget he's not a bad player. He's a good player, but it just doesn't fit what we want to do.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit. You know, he's good at controlling the ball and
discipline.
Getting the ball at people. He's good at tackling. He's good at passing backwards, but it just doesn't fit in. It just doesn't fit in with what we want to do. And it's like when you get a jigsaw puzzle and one of the pieces is wrong. You can't make it fit, so the whole thing breaks down. You know what I mean? So best of luck to him, but we need to get rid.
He's a bit sullen, isn't it? They say that he just walks down the tunnel at the end of the game. He doesn't really get involved in any of the celebrations in the game. The fans, he's the first one straight down the tunnel. He's still putting it on the pitch, but obviously around the place, he's making it known that he doesn't really want to.
Because he can see what we're talking about. He can see it every single day that he doesn't fit in.
I think he's probably been told that as well, Simon. But they're saying, "Well, we can't let you go because of the African nations. You've got to stick around till the end of January." And he's like, "Well, I want my sacrificial lamb here or something."
Yeah.
And his attitude should now be, "I've got to make myself sellable." It's like we were saying earlier about Skippy keeping himself fit to make himself sellable. Højbjerg should be doing the same. He should be putting in decent shifts every time he gets the opportunity, which, to be honest, it's not going to be that often between now and when he goes. And he should be, advertising himself, I
think Skip's problem is that last week against Burnley was very poor, wasn't he? So he might be tempted to put Højbjerg in for that reason as well. He didn't really cover himself in any glory, Skip did against Burnley. He was just charging around, committing fouls all over the place.
But to be honest, I'm hearing an awful lot from Alan as well, and from other people that he's not good enough. I thought that he was going to be good enough, but do we think he will be?
Who's this, Højbjerg or Skip?
Skip. Yeah.
I think he's, how old is he now? He's still got a chance, hasn't he?
23, 24. What do you reckon, Kev?
Going back to the 70s, we had the likes of John Pratt playing. They're great club players and that, but they don't, they score goals. They do this, but they're not a step above to the next level, in playing. That's what I feel. And we've carried them sort of players all down through the decades, you know what I mean? They're okay, they're middling, diddling, but they're not the next step beyond, I think, you've got to do better if you want to be better.
Yep. No, that's true. I mean, players like, Stefan Freund, I mean, I know he's a club legend, but
Bates.
He was never he was never a I don't think he was a Premiership or a First Division class player. But I just
Champions League winner.
You do need players like that, don't you? That want to get stuck in and that will be vocal. And I'm not sure that Skippy's that vocal, though, is he?
It's always because they're local boys, isn't they? Like John Pratt was Hackney, and he's from Hertfordshire, where
I think he's Hemel Hempstead.
They're all they're expected to be good. But
Have we still got rules in place for things like that? We have to have a certain amount of homegrown players and things like that.
Yeah.
8, isn't it?
I think Dragusin counts as an under-21 player though, because he was under 21
he does.
before
He does.
a certain date, so he can go on the other list.
That's also a good thing about getting rid of Dyer, because he was never homegrown, because he started in Sporting Lisbon or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though he's English, he wasn't counted as homegrown, so he was taking up a foreign player spot. So it's kind of good that we got rid of him. Nate Spurs says Gary Neville and Cara giggling away like schoolgirls makes me want to put my foot in. I wouldn't do that, mate. That might be kind of expensive.
They're not worth it. They're not worth it.
Exactly. And didn't Højbjerg get a chance to go to Atletico Madrid? I believe that he did.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
I'm not sure what exactly happened there. I think it's more than likely that we didn't want to let him go.
I think you're right. They didn't, because we didn't have a replacement at that point. Yeah.
That would explain why he's a bit sulky as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Because
they tried to shift him off to Fulham, and he didn't want to go Fulham.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
He was linked with Fulham on the last day. Yeah.
Is there anyone in the under-21s who could replace him? There isn't really, is there? In the centre, you've got what? Noel John.
Well, Donnelly can play that role, can't he?
No, Donnelly's more.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
Donnelly's more attacking.
Oh yeah.
So whereas Højbjerg is more. Well, I always thought of him as more of a defensive midfielder.
Maybe that's where this Romero business comes into play, that he thinks he can put him a bit more of a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Højbjerg. I mean, I know Højbjerg obviously used to, probably last season, used to put quite a few good balls.
Oh yeah. He's the box to box, but I always thought of him as more of a, he likes to get stuck in, whereas I'm not sure that Donnelly does. And then you've got who else? You got Niall John.
He's been a year, hasn't he, Niall John? He's never.
Yes,
well,
he didn't play particularly well on Friday.
We've got Valise waiting in the wings, haven't we? So maybe.
Yeah, but he's a forward.
Well,
so I don't think that. I don't think Valise is going to.
Maybe that's the way we want to go.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's have a look at the academy team.
Who played the centre mid of the game you watched on Friday?
Yeah, it was Lyons Foster and Casanova. That is possibly one of the best names ever. His name is Dante Casanova.
Wow.
Destined to be a footballer.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, but I've been watching, I'll admit, only highlights the last 2 or 3 games. Because I used to watch the full games, but last 2 or 3 games watching highlights, I don't think we've got. I can't spot a defender that's worth his salt coming through. To be honest,
I think Dorrington will get there, but yeah, I mean Ashcroft, Linton, and Robson. I think Linton and Robson were in the opposition's half more than they were in our half on Friday. We were kind of lucky to win that. Lancashire was absolutely brilliant again. And Ajayi, who's made the step up from the under 18s to the under 21s. He looks lively, but
do you watch that on Spurs play, Jens?
Yes,
is it on Spurs play, is it?
Yes, yeah. Because I didn't renew my season ticket or my membership, I thought, I might as well spend 30 quid on Spurs play so I can actually,
keep up to date.
Yeah. Hey! Wait, what do you mean 30 quid? I spent 45.
It's a northern thing. It's a northern tax. It's more expensive up north.
That was probably last year then 30 quid because I think because I don't have the membership anymore.
Right, I was on the fence before, but now Levy out. Now that's it. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. That Levy out.
Northern tax, mate. Northern
Levy
tax.
out.
You've got to get on tour with Brian. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Dirty robbing bastard.
Okay, guys. Right. Any other business and plugs?
Oh yeah. So I should be live on South Coast tonight. I think I'm hosting the show apparently, according to Marlon. So I think I should be there.
According to Marlon.
Well, I asked him when I'm doing it. I'm still waiting for like a proper response. Anyway, anyway, it's a long story. But and then I'm on Harry Scarfs, I think, tomorrow evening. I should have a match reaction video on my channel as well. So yeah, tomorrow morning. So yeah.
Morning.
Okay,
That's the plugs, I guess.
Lovely. But anyone else got any plugs? Any other business? Anything?
No, I'm fine.
No.
Good luck to Spurs women today. 2:00 kickoff.
Who are they playing?
Sheffield United, I think.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. We're up near the top, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we're knocking on a door. Yeah, looking good.
It's the FA Cup. It's the FA Cup. Sorry, the Simon Says Cup.
Couple of new signings.
Simon Says Cup.
Couple of new signings come in as well, so see how they do. Should be good.
Okay then, chaps. Thank you very much for coming on. Everybody who's watching, please like, subscribe, hit the bell thingy. And sorry, we didn't actually have a prediction, did we? For the score against Man United. So
Man United score. I'm going for 40 to us.
Okay.
I'm saying 2-2.
Yeah.
3-1. 3-1. Same as Kev. 3-1. Mm-hmm. I think.
No, you can't, Nathan.
I think Werner will score as well. I think Werner will score. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to go for 1-1.
Off and running.
1-1. I'm not sure we're going to be able to win this.
How many players do you think Gary Neville will manage to get sent off for us by his over the top commentary straight on the line?
Lissandro Martinez, Casemiro, and Ericsson returned to the squad. Apparently. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
I won't be disappointed with a draw. I know that much. Yeah,
no, me neither. Yeah. Me neither. So, okay then. Well, thank you very much for spending part of your morning and part of your afternoon partaking, people.
Thank you.
Okay.
Did you want to say something, John? Or
yeah, I just want to say something. Just want to say what a legend Steve Perryman is again, because I had a game yesterday and I was playing right back, so I thought I don't really play right back. I'm normally a centre mid, and so I thought, who can I ask about playing right back? So I sent Steve Perryman a WhatsApp, and he gave me some tips and advice on how to concentrate on like what I should be concentrating on from the beginning of the game, how to set the tone early on and stuff. Wow. And he gave me loads of tips and advice and said good luck and stuff.
Clan,
what a legend! Yeah. Name drop in there.
That's
legend
bad.
Steve Perryman. What a legend! And it worked as well. I played really well. So well done.
Oh, nice.
Thank you very much, Steve Perryman. I said I didn't know. I said I didn't know who to ask. I said to him, I thought I'd go to the top and ask the skipper, and he gave me loads of advice.
That is quality.
Yeah,
and it's also quality that you played well, because you never normally do you? Sorry, no, you're definitely better than me, mate. I'll tell you.
All these years, I should have just been asking Steve Perryman. Who'd have thought it? Eh?
Who do you play for now, John?
Yesterday we played vet, so it was like over 35s games. So a team in Cheshire we played over in Wickham. Played a team of Brazilians actually, a load of Brazilian lads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one.
1-5-2. Yeah.
You beat a Brazilian team 5-2.
Yeah. They were very skillful. But they loved going down easily, like little soft fouls, and they'd go rolling down. It's interesting to see how far down it permutates, you know.
Yeah.
The gamesmanship and the
Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Okay, that's it.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
And Levy out.
Levy
out.
Excuse me.